remember that.
That's so interesting. Yeah.
But yeah, Chicago is crazy with the snow and cold. It's probably like it's not the I don't think it's the most snowy state in the U.S., but it's the coldest. I don't know how.
I think they say it's the wind chills. They say that the wind brings, even more cold air, and it's kind of piercy. But I also think winters are one of the most beautiful things on the planet. People don't always agree with me, but the first time it snowed, I honestly walked on the road like it was only snowing on me. I felt so dreamy. I still look at it and think, how can things be so beautiful and so bigger than us? I mean, these things are bigger than us. A sandstorm, much bigger than you. Monsoon, it makes you realize how small and insignificant you are. But as humans, we think we're the center of the world.
That's very true. There are all these experiences. I mean, I definitely had that thought when I was at the Grand Canyon in Arizona, which is, if you haven't been, you have to go, and then you're just standing there in front of all this, might. Like it's the biggest thing in my life. It's not the biggest mountain that I saw, so definitely that is bigger. But when you're standing there and just looking at how large it is and how small you are as a human, like you'll have chills going through your body. You're thinking, "Oh my God, I'm so small. I'm smaller than so many things."
Yeah, totally feel you. Yeah. So, have you traveled a lot within the U.S.? Is there a favorite place for you to go?
In the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I definitely liked. I've done a couple of the main cities and states. So Washington. I came to Chicago. Traveled in South California and California. I went to Texas, Washington, the capital, Washington, D.C., and Washington, the States. I think one of my most favorite is New Orleans. It is, I don't know if you've noticed that in the States, like although it is really large and big, so it's not like just to go from East Coast to West Coast, you have to get on a 5 hours plane, which is, a whole continent. But you feel like there is some similarity, a lot of similarity between states, even when there is a lot of differences. But New Orleans and when you go to the South, and New Orleans is a completely different story. I went there on a trip with my friend, and it was amazing. I mean, it's known for the Mardi Gras, which is part of the bigger carnival that happens it's the carnival that happens in Brazil, and then it goes and it's sort of I think originally it was a Christian carnival that changed now to be something that is not too Christian, but it's really nice in New Orleans when it happens, like a lot of music, a lot of floats, dances, and New Orleans is known for jazz, so there's a lot of really good jazz there. The New Orleans and sort of the southern cuisine itself is amazing. Like we've had some really some of the best dishes in the U.S. there. That's where I tried alligator for the first time. Are you're vegetarian, or I can't remember?
I've been all over the place. Right now, I eat anything that can move or not move. but there was a time in which I was a vegan. There was a time when I was vegetarian. I've tried different things. I think I've always had a conflict between my values, and one of my values is kindness to animals. Another value is experimentation and openness. So they're almost always conflicting when it comes to food. Yeah. But do you know which is my favorite place in the United States? You will not believe what I'm going to tell you.
The Bay Area.
New Orleans.
New Orleans? Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was fully prepared to tell you that. And then you were like,
I didn't know that.
I was like, yeah, you're saying all the right things. Yes.
It is so beautiful.
It is stunning. It is so laid back and so full of culture and so full of filling your senses in every possible way. And the hospitality there is beautiful.
Yeah. We went there to one of the best museums also in the world for the World War, for the Second World War. It's huge. It's like, one of these things that you have to spend a day or two to see everything. And it's told from museums are one of the tools that that country would show something rather than other things. So when you go through the museum, you would say, oh yeah, that's very American. It's told from an American point of view, but it's amazing. There's the history that's in there. It's designed into pavilions, and each pavilion is one region of the world during the World War II. So one of them is like, here's the Japan, here's what's been happening in Japan, and you would go through the whole history, different exhibits from the history. It was really beautiful. And then you go somewhere else, and here's, what's happening in Germany. And here's, we didn't have time to finish it all. It was really good. But again, all the people that you meet in the museum and outside in the hospitality, and you can tell, some really nice family values, some really nice welcoming, but also at times you could tell, I can see, some not very welcoming people, and you can see it there more.